Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Sony D here again. I'm just the same as my last video because I was going into too many stories and I figured I don't want to put it all in one video, so I'm going to separate them. Which is what I tend to do. If I talk too much, if I start talking too much, that's what I do. So hi. Before I go on, I'm gonna do my little spiel. If you're new here, my name is Sonia D. I make subscribers. I make videos of all kinds, and whatever I feel like making the one day, it'll be what I'm making. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and also hit the notification bell. It'll let you know that I've posted. And welcome to D Squad. All right, so the story time for today will be, we're gonna go into alcoholism. My alcoholism started whenever I was, I guess, not really high school. High school, I experimented with weed, shrooms, and alcohol, yes. Alcohol was more later, like whenever I was 18. I used to hang out with people here in Ottawa. I guess it depends on who you hang out with, but anyways, I hung out with people in Ottawa. Great people. I love them to death. Miss them. We used to just like go partying a lot. Always go to clubs. I used to go to clubs whenever I was 15. My mom used to take me to clubs. I love my mom. The guy thought we were sisters. So I'd go into the club. I was 15. I started drinking. So I guess I started at an early age. I started at 15, I guess, because I used to go to the clubs with my mom. Mom, bad girl. The bouncer thought we were sisters. So, and I developed early. I looked older than what I always was. But then I don't think I really became an alcoholic then at all. Then at 18, my last year of high school, I started stripping. That's where the drinking really happened, because honestly, I was a really good girl while I did the stripping. That is the only thing that could keep me kind of doing it. Like it kept me going, basically, drinking. I never did anything else while I was stripping. I only kept it to weed and alcohol. I mean, I saw people around me doing cocaine and all kinds of other crap, and that just was never my thing. Never tried it, so yay for me. So the drinking started then, heavily, because every day I had to drink to get past my shift, and it was the only way that I could do my shift. That's where my drinking started. So 2 years later, I quit stripping, but I still kept drinking. Like, I quit for a while, drinking, and then I lost a lot of weight. I was 160 pounds whenever I quit stripping, and then I started working for Bell 6 months later, and in those 6 months I had lost all that weight and I was skinny again. So I did quit drinking for a while there, and then I started back maybe a year or two later, and so drinking really fucked my life up. And I was 20 at the time. It was in 2000, so I was 20 at the time. I was drinking heavily again at 21, 22. I'm really bad at this story time because a lot of shit, like I said, I've forgotten because my drinking really affected a lot of my life. I don't remember a lot. I blacked out more times than I think the average person can say that they blacked out. I think I blacked out over 200, 300, maybe 400 times. Damn! In my life. I was very, very, very bad. At 18, I was working in Brockville, working by stripping. I ended up getting pulled over and got arrested for a DUI. A year later, I got my license back. Once I got my license back at like 19, I was still stripping at the time, but in that year I was taking VIA, the train from location to location that I would go work at. I quit stripping at 20 years old. Like I said, I started my other job, a good job, and I had lost all the weight because I stopped drinking for that little time. And then drinking progressed again at around 21, 22, but not that much, up until 2005. 2005 is whenever it started back again, like big time, like big time. So 2005, I started hanging out with the people from my past video, Confronting My Past. I was hanging out with them. So I was drinking a lot during those times, in 2005 to 2006, 2007. I was drinking a lot. Probably not as much as, I'll get to it. But in 2006, again, I lost my license again for a DUI, my second one, which caused me to lose my license for 3 years. And if I ever wanted to get my license back, I'd have to get a machine put in the car. Well, how many years later? It's now 2018. I still have not gotten my license back. I haven't even attempted to. I know what I have to do. I just think it's all bullshit what I have to do for that. But at the same time, I was an alcoholic. So once I lost my license and I lost my freedom in 2006, this is the year that I moved here, actually, the same year. So whenever that happened, I lost my freedom. I wasn't going out. I became heavily depressed. The depression started when I lost my license. That is what triggered my depression completely. Like, so I went from drinking, every second day, not excessive amount, but when I did lose my license, I was pretty drunk the second time. First time too. But the second time was here in Ottawa. And so this brings back so many memories. So at the same time, so when 2006 hit and the depression started, I was not at all the Sonia that I am today at all. I was always drunk. I was always doing fuckery. Like, I was doing so many stupid things, like stupid things. I don't even want to get into it. Just know that half of the shit that I did back then was due to the drinking and the depression, but mostly because of the drinking. I just had no judgment. And that's the thing with being an alcoholic. You have no judgment. You forget a lot of shit, and you do things that you would never do if you were sober. So that alone really messed me up. And now I want to tell you guys how much I used to drink. I used to drink, like I said in my previous video, I can actually drink, like, if I wanted to, I could probably drink a whole bottle of vodka, a 40 ouncer, like in 2006 and up to 2018, 2016. The drinking part kind of stopped about 4 or 5 years ago. Before that, I was drinking I was buying Heineken, and it wasn't cheap, right? Heineken's one of the most expensive beers. So I would buy a case of 12 every day.
What?
And I would drink those every day. So every day I had 12 beers. Calling sick to work all the time. That was like back when I used to work for Bell. Since I started working for this company I work for now, and I've never mentioned where I work because that's separate to my YouTube channel. So, but yeah, so the drinking progressed heavily in 2006 when I lost my license. due to the depression about losing my license. Had no freedom and whatnot, and now since I found walking, I mean, there's buses, but it's not the same. I mean, it's not the same as having your own freedom, going whenever you please and whatnot. But then I found walking. I'm okay with the fact that I don't have my license now, and I think one day I may get my license back. But because I called the license bureau here, and they said even though I'm pardoned and everything, and I am pardoned, that's another part I forgot to mention. I went through every step, the $2,000, thanks Dad, to get pardoned, to remove those charges off my file. So I don't have a criminal record anymore with my DUIs, but the license bureau still sees them. And so they say, even though you got pardoned, you still need that machine in your car, and you cannot get your license unless you have a car to put that machine in. So basically, even if I wanted to just get my license just to have my license so I can maybe drive somebody else's car here and there, no, they won't, because I need to have a car to put that goddamn machine in. And that would cost like $4,000. $4,000 I don't have. And plus, that's not even including getting my driver's test redone, because it's been so long. They're going to need me to take I'm going to need to take retests for sure. I'm going to need to get a car. So it would be about $10,000, maybe more, depending on the amount of the car. So you know what? I think part of my depression lifted whenever I was okay of not having my license anymore. It's fine. It's fine. I've finally dealt with it. I finally accepted that I don't have it. And I probably won't get it again. Which is all fine, because even though I don't drink anymore, I'm fine without it. Maybe one day, maybe I should start a GoFundMe page, and you guys can help me get my license back. I don't know. It's just something that I'm okay with right now. And one day, whenever I deal with all these other issues, like my well-being and my happiness and whatnot. Yeah, so the drinking kind of went off topic with the license thing, but that is also a story time that is kind of included in that. And that's something not a lot of people know about me, is that I don't have my license anymore. I've had a car since I was 16. You can understand losing your freedom would drive you to doing out of the ordinary thing. It's a pattern that I've quit, and then I've started back, and I've quit, I started back. And if I do, it'll be a special occasion. That's it. Drinking is by far the worst thing that I've ever done in my life. Being an alcoholic, that is. Having an occasional drink or a few drinks is fine. But every day, that's where it becomes an issue. And that's where it was an issue with me, because like I said, I was drinking 12 beers a day. Sometimes more. Sometimes I was mixing it with weed. I was a mess. I was a fucking mess. And I've really turned my life around. And again, that's where the next phase comes in too. Like I mentioned in my last video, it's all part of the next phase. Like accepting who you were, forgiving who you were, and now focusing on the next phase. That is part of what made my brand my brand. If I knew you back then, and if you're still around me now, I thank you, and I apologize to everybody whom I've hurt along those years that I was heavily drinking. I really do apologize, and I love you guys so much. Just know that everybody learns from their mistakes. Well, not everybody, but most people I would hope would, but I have. And that is another part of me confronting my past. I guess that's what I'm doing on my video on my channel right now, is just confronting my past and telling you guys about it. And I hope you guys will stick around because I have grown out of it, and everything happens for a reason. and I was meant to be here and share this story with you guys. I did not do the AA and whatnot. I didn't do any of that. I don't see fault for not doing it, and I don't see fault for people that do it. Like, if you feel you have to do the AA part, go for it. I didn't feel I needed to, because I know my mind, and I know if I'm ready to quit something, I will quit something, you know? I didn't feel the need to do that. I hope you guys enjoyed this little story time. I know I've been rambling a little too long now. Like, this was not like an awareness video whatsoever. It was just mostly like telling you guys how I was, and how it is possible to overcome it and move past it and start over. You don't need alcohol to make you feel good. You really don't. I mean, although I feel boring as fuck right now because I'm always sober. I'm always, you know, I don't feel as lively, if you want to call it, and outspoken and outgoing as I would if I was drunk or drinking. I just don't. But I have to accept that, and that's the new me. And I think I'm gonna get a lot more respect being the new me than I would being the drunk me. So with that being said, I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here again. Subscribe if you haven't already. I have so many more stories to share with you guys. Stick around to see them. I want you guys to be part of my future. I love you, and I'll talk to you guys another time. Bye guys.